The question, does God have a wife, is as ancient as it is fascinating. It invites us to delve into the realms of theology, mythology, and human imagination. To answer it, we must explore how different cultures and religions perceive the divine, and consider how their narratives shape our understanding of God. God in monotheistic traditions. In monotheistic religions such as Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, God is traditionally depicted as a singular, infinite, and transcendent being. In these faiths, God is beyond human form and existence, not confined by human needs like companionship or marriage. Judaism. The Hebrew Bible portrays Yahweh as the sole creator and sustainer of the universe. Early Israelite religion, however, provides an intriguing detail. Archaeological findings suggest that the Israelites may have once worshipped a goddess named Asherah alongside Yahweh. Inscriptions referring to Yahweh and his Asherah have been uncovered, pointing to a time when the divine was perceived in relational terms. However, as monotheism became dominant, the concept of a divine consort was eliminated, reinforcing the image of a singular God. Christianity. God is seen as the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, without the need for a partner. However, symbolic language is often used to describe God's relationship with humanity. For instance, the Church is referred to as the Bride of Christ, symbolizing a covenantal and intimate bond rather than a literal marital relationship. Islam. In Islam, Allah is strictly one, indivisible, and beyond human likeness. The Quran emphasizes God's singularity and transcendence, leaving no room for the notion of a wife or consort. God in polytheistic and mythological traditions. In polytheistic religions, gods often have spouses or consorts, reflecting human-like relationships that serve as metaphors for natural forces and cosmic principles. Hinduism. Hindu deities are often paired with divine consorts who symbolize complementary energies. For example, Shiva is united with Parvati, representing the balance of destruction and creation. Vishnu and Lakshmi embody the harmony of preservation and prosperity. These divine relationships illustrate how masculine and feminine energies together sustain the universe. Greek and Roman mythology. In these traditions, gods like Zeus and Hera are depicted as married, albeit with complex relationships marked by love, conflict, and power struggles. These narratives reflect human dynamics projected onto the divine realm. These depictions serve less as literal truths and more as allegories for the interplay of forces that shape the cosmos. The symbolism of divine relationships. While some traditions reject the idea of God having a wife, others use metaphorical language to describe divine relationships. These metaphors reveal profound spiritual truths. In Christianity, the idea of the Church as the bride of Christ highlights the deep, loving bond between God and believers. It symbolizes commitment, unity, and redemption. In Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, the concept of the Shekinah, often described as the feminine presence of God, represents God's immanent nurturing side. This depiction, while not implying a wife, adds a relational and intimate dimension to the divine. God as beyond gender and relationships. Modern theological and philosophical perspectives often emphasize that God transcends human categories, including gender and relationships. Concepts like marriage and companionship are human constructs that may not apply to an infinite being. Mystical traditions across cultures often describe the divine as encompassing both masculine and feminine energies. For example, the yin and yang in Taoism symbolizes the interplay of opposites within a unified whole. In Hinduism, the union of Shakti, feminine energy, and Shiva, masculine energy, is seen as essential for the manifestation of the cosmos. From this perspective, asking whether God has a wife might be missing the point. Instead, it highlights the balance and unity inherent in the divine. Cultural reflections in the question. The question, does God have a wife, also reveals how humans perceive and relate to the divine. In societies where relationships like marriage play a central role, it is natural to project these dynamics onto the divine realm. The idea of a divine consort reflects humanity's desire to understand God through familiar experiences. At its core, this question invites us to explore our own assumptions about God, relationships, and the nature of existence. Conclusion. The answer to whether God has a wife varies depending on the theological, cultural, and historical context. In monotheistic traditions, God is typically seen as singular and beyond human relationships. In polytheistic and mythological systems, divine consorts symbolize cosmic balance and unity. Ultimately, the question reminds us of the profound mystery of the divine. Whether God is seen as solitary, relational, masculine, feminine, or encompassing all, the essence of divinity transcends human understanding. This mystery invites us to seek not just answers, but also deeper connections with the divine presence in our lives. However, if you want to know my personal perspective on this question, my answer is, God has a wife, and Jesus Christ is one of his children. He does not create offspring in the manner of humans, but through the union of light with his wives.